Hello, Green Spring. Today is Tuesday, June 11, 2018, and I'm Fran Duval, your host for today. And it's my privilege, as it has been one other time, I think, to introduce our executive director, Chandra. Oh my gosh, your last name just...
Kumar.
Kumar, of course. But we always just call you Chandra. Well,
Yes,
I can't
ma'am.
help it.
That's absolutely fine. Absolutely.
Well,
fine.
Chandra, welcome to the show with
Thank
your lovely employees here that are going to be recognized today.
Yeah, so this is always one of the most enjoyable parts of the job, is to be able to talk about the great employees that we have at Green Spring, because without them, we would not be, a wonderful place to work and a great place to live for our residents. So for those of you that are not aware, the Shining Star program, it was implemented because we wanted to be able to acknowledge the employees for going above and beyond. There's so many of them that do that I know it's hard to always get one a month, because we end up with so many nominations. And even being nominated is really an honor. Because if you can imagine, close to 1,100 full-time, part-time, and PRN or as-needed staff, there's lots of people out there doing wonderful things. So the Shining Star gives us the opportunity to be able to acknowledge that. And so this month we have 2 Shining Stars because, again, it was a really difficult decision. Had a lot of really strong recommendations. Mm-hmm. And these 2 individuals that I have today with me, Brittany and Lloyd, both of them, were ones that were chosen and went through the process. So, just a little bit about each one, and then I'll go through with their certificate, and then there's a gift card so they can enjoy, and a thank you for the service that they provide. So, to my left here, I have Lloyd. Now, Lloyd Marshall has been with us since 2014, so this year will be 3 years.
It'll be 3 years in August.
In August will be 3 years. So, actually, a little bit over 3 years.
Wouldn't it be 4 years?
It would be.
Yes, I think about 3.
Am my math wrong? 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Oh, okay. Okay.
See, time flies.
Time goes so fast. Yeah, I can't keep track
Time
of it.
flies.
Yeah.
Time flies. And Lloyd works in housekeeping, but he does all of the special projects and setups and takedowns that are so important to make these meetings and functions and clubs really kind of move. So he's one of the silent people that goes in and takes care of those, and you come in and magically everything's set up in those rooms the way that you had requested it. So, his recommendation was for really taking the time and the initiative to make sure that everything is done correctly, even down to the point that some of the clubs want chairs without the arms. And so he makes sure that he goes out and he finds those chairs without the arms specifically for the needs of that club. And I have to tell you, that really, to me, meant that he pays attention to the details and goes above and beyond, and not just thinking, I need to set these rooms up and break them down. So it was really, along with, he is always so helpful. I see him all over the community, always helpful, always has great suggestions, and really goes above and beyond. So, being able to acknowledge him. So I'm going to give him his certificate and his gift card. And, Brittany, I'll get to talk about you too also. So this is for you. Boy, this is a Shining Star gift card to enjoy for yourself however you like.
Thank you.
And then there is a letter. Now, this letter is also goes into your file, your employment file, but this is your certificate.
Oh, great.
For going above and beyond.
I appreciate it.
And
we should have an applause.
Yes, there we go.
Oh, thank you so much. It's a pleasure working here.
This is for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
This is for you. And, I know that you were in Garden Ridge when you started out, and then you've gone to Town Center, and he's kind of actually all over the place.
I moved around.
Goes wherever he's needed.
Yes, I really appreciate it.
And may I say, he does it with a very pleasant and smile, a pleasant attitude.
Yes.
And you do seem to enjoy working here.
I really do. you know, when you start working here, you meet so many nice people, from the staff to the residents, and that makes it real comfortable coming to work. And everybody's real friendly and nice and polite, and it's a family working here. Green Spring always have different activities for the employees, and that makes you feel like you're part of the company. So I really enjoyed working here the time I was here, and it's really been a good experience.
Well, we are very, very blessed to have you as part of the
Right.
team. So
Thank you so much.
thank you for all you do for our residents and for the staff.
I really
So
appreciate it.
that. I appreciate that. We also have here Brittany. Now, Brittany Bailey has, I actually think it's a double special, because Brittany started out with us in 2000, about 4 years ago, right? And then kind of left and then came back, you know, in the middle there. And it started out as a server, but, you know, Brittany was nominated. She works in the dining services, you know, just for the fact that she is just so positive, quick to respond, always anticipates the needs, and that is so important in the position she has, because, you know, it's a meal time, it's a time to really sit down and enjoy, you know, and just make sure that it gets done so smoothly. She's always smiling and really goes above and beyond, and the smile is the extra bonus, and very enthusiastic. I have to say, when Brittany's name came up, it was like around the table, everybody was like, yes, she's really phenomenal. So, you know, it really highlights when we have people that make the choice specifically to come back to Green Spring.
Yeah.
And because it's from relationships, it's the opportunity to serve, and we are very, very grateful that she decided to come back to us and serve in her capacity. So, you know, the bistro is a lot of hubbub there. And she keeps it going and moving along with her teammates. So, you know, really thank you for all you do. And I have for you also the gift card. This is for you, Brittany. I'm sorry, Lloyd, I'm going to reach across to here. And then there is a letter for your file also, and then a certificate.
It's pretty.
That's lovely. That's really
Go.
lovely.
And it has my John Hancock on it.
Oh,
There you
thank
go.
you.
Thank you so much for all you do.
and it really is my pleasure. It was like when I came back, it was honestly just like coming home, because I was thinking, oh, nobody's gonna remember me, but so many people did, and it was just so much fun seeing them again. Like, I really enjoy working here.
When people come into the bistro, and sometimes I call it being hangry, they're hungry and they're angry, or, you know, if things don't go right,
Right.
she always can anticipate what they need. I mean, I've witnessed it firsthand, and it's lovely.
Thank you.
You're a really nice person to have in that position.
I really try to make sure that they leave happier at least than they came.
That's a good idea. Excellent. Thank you both so much for
Thank you.
Thank you.
that. And tell me, if when you go out, you know, home or whatever, do you talk about this place?
Oh yeah, it's like everybody. I'm like, I want to retire there in like 50 years. I'm gonna be here.
Okay, good. That's good. And you can tell the people that are working here how it used to be. Yeah, that's really. When did this? Now, first of all, I want to ask, how does one nominate? If you wouldn't mind giving that process for our new residents or whatever who may not understand it.
So we have a nomination form that's available at the front desks, but you can also just write a note or, you know, fill out. Sometimes we get emails saying we want to nominate, you know, this employee to be a shining star. We have a committee that's made up of staff from all over the community, and they come together and they go through all of the nominations, and then you know, they'll make sure everything's in line, meets the criteria, and then they forward it to the executive team, and the executive team votes on who they feel should be the winner. And it's interesting because you would think that the director, for example, dining, would be wanting to just advocate for his, or the general services director would want to advocate for hers. But it's so nice that this team here, the executive team, really looks for who is the best person. And I appreciate that as the executive director, because I've been in communities where people will jockey for their own, but it's really very much who did the best and whose story was outstanding enough out of all of the stories, because there's so many good ones. And then
Yeah.
at that point, we make the decision. And sometimes, as I said, it's hard. You can't just pick one.
Right,
So
exactly.
we some months we have two. So
Yeah,
you know, it's
exactly.
and then we have the leader of the quarter also. So Tatanisha is our leader of the quarter. So
And
that's
so
a different.
there are the monthly stars.
Yes.
And then there are quarterly stars.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I wanted to make sure everybody knew that,
Yeah.
the
So
community.
the leaders are, it's once a quarter, so we end up with 4 leaders.
So that the leaders would be
Managers,
department
supervisors,
managers.
yes.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
And not
Just-
directors, but managers and supervise, management
all right.
level.
Like in the dining rooms, the managers
Yes,
of the dining
yes.
Yes, I
So-
get it.
And then the frontline staff, it's the monthly we do it.
Yeah, okay. Well, just so everybody gets that
Yes,
straight.
no, absolutely. Thank you for your clarification. And then we do the best of the best at the end of the year, and we have a function to acknowledge, and it's great to hear all the stories. Next time we'll have it taped and televised because it was such a great event
Okay.
to
that'd
hear
be
all the
good,
stories.
yeah.
So
That's nice. That's nice. Does the committee interview each person? Like the individual being nominated, or do they go strictly by?
they go by that. They go by what their manager and their
Okay,
supervisor
okay.
says. They go by, and you'll find that a lot of the team knows each other, even if they're
Sure.
not in the same department.
Of course.
And you'll hear, oh, Brittany did this, or
Yeah,
Lloyd, and people
exactly.
chime in and add their information, which I think
Yeah.
is great. Their acknowledgement. So
I want to thank you both for being here today,
You're
for
more than welcome.
our residents to see your recognition, and you'll probably be hearing about it through the campus. And you need to stay here.
Yes, ma'am.
Because everybody out there in your bathrobes and your second cup of coffee, I want you to get ready to do the call-in with Chandra. And our number to call into is 663-3333. Of course, you have to preface that with 703. There it is. It's up on the screen. So thank you very much, both of you, and
Thank you.
stay tuned.